Man, that's a clip from the biopic Gotti, which is in theaters tomorrow. And our guest today is actually the director. We're accustomed to seeing him, as a face on the screen,
in front of the camera.
But now he's behind the camera, and he really took on a task that could really be jeopardizing to his life if it isn't.
There was a few dicey moments, I'll say that.
If it wasn't done correctly, please welcome back to the show the one and only Kevin Connolly is here, man.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Man, Gotti, huh?
Yeah, it's been a long road. It's been a long.
How long has it been in the making?
Well, the movie was in the making for 7 or 8 years, and a bunch of people quit probably for those reasons that you talked about. And I stepped in a couple years ago and was able to knock it over the goal line. But the movie opens nationwide tomorrow, so we'll see what happens.
Well, hold up, man. I was joking when I said that.
I'm joking kind of as well. Sort of.
Okay, so
no. I mean, listen. Look, the truth is, you're making a biopic about the Gottis. They're involved. John Gotti Jr. is a producer. He's on set. And you're telling a story about his father, and he wants it done the right way.
Wow. And so, while you telling the story, you portraying real life people,
right,
who may not be with us, but family members are, or some of them are still with us, and they want to make sure that they're portrayed properly. Right. Otherwise, you get...
Hey, Kevin, I don't like the way you talked about me in the movie.
Yeah, I've gotten some interesting DMs on Twitter and Instagram where you can't allow yourself to get too paranoid about it because you can.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you get like a number that's not in your phone, like, "Hey, Kevin," and I'm like, "Oh my God. This is them. Somebody's coming for me. Who are you? Why aren't you in my phone? Prank caller. This isn't Kevin."
Oh, shit.
No, you do. You start getting paranoid.
Yeah, what world do we live in now in 2018 where, gangsters like true mobsters DM you a threat?
Yeah.
They DM you a threat, right?
Well, I don't think they're real mobsters, but they're maybe wannabe mobsters.
But seriously, did folks from that world approach you and say anything? You don't have to name nobody.
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Listen,
don't name names.
Honestly, the Gottis have been very good to me. And John Gotti Jr. We were at the Yankee game last night together. So I'd consider him a friend. But he's a tough guy. He's the same guy without the army. You know what I mean? So he's still John Gotti Jr. I mean, I wouldn't break into his car, or certainly wouldn't want to say something mean to one of his daughters or anything like that. Could end bad for you,
Is it true that the last time, or I heard that he saw his father in prison is when he told him he was going to leave a life of crime, or something?
Yeah, I mean, that's the through line of the movie.
So that's true.
Oh yeah, it's true. Like he went to his father to ask permission to leave the life, and his father told him, "Well, they're not going to let you leave, because you're going to cut this deal and the feds are going to come after you." And he said, "Dad, respectfully, I disagree. You're wrong." He takes the plea deal, and then they hit him with another 100 years, 2 weeks before he was supposed to get out. So his father was right. They never let him go. And John Gotti Jr. beat the U.S. government 5 times, which is pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
Damn, he beat the U.S. government 5 times. Has he had any
5 trials in 37 months or something?
Has he had any problems with the world, so to speak?
No, I mean, I think he really, in sort of Michael Corleone fashion, he wants to be a legit businessman. So as long as they let him do it, he's a legit guy as far as I've seen.
So do you go to the house for like Italian food?
I've been to the house. I've been to the house for Italian food.
What's the Italian food like coming from the Gotti family?
Better than it was at the Connolly house, which is an Irish neighborhood. Definitely better. His mom makes a better chicken parm than I do. I can say that for sure.
Really?
No, they were great. I mean, it's funny. They were great. They welcomed me into their home. And we sat down at the dinner table, and it was, one of the things that struck me was the normalcy of the family. It was like, Mom was yelling at everybody, "Get out of the kitchen! You're in the way. Get out of here!" Everybody was sitting down, and we sat down and we ate, and they really let us into their world, so much so that at one point I needed an exterior shot of the house, and I said to John, "John, I know this is a weird question, but can we stick a camera on the lawn and do a shot of the house?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." I'm like, "Well, I don't know the neighbors." He said, "Kevin, the neighbors are used to the FBI being on the front
Yeah.
They're used to helicopters and like the FBI, so I don't think they'll be too freaked out by your camera.
Yeah, but they had a reality. They had a reality show.
Gotti.
That was Victoria Gotti's kids. John Gotti Jr. is not a reality guy now.
No, he's not a reality guy. All right, so does that mean you're a made director now?
Not yet. We'll see how the movie does this weekend. That might,
Oh wow! If the movie doesn't do good, do they do you?
No, I hope not. I hope not. I hope
You
not.
wild
We gotta whack him.
I love this.
No, I mean it's funny too because
We're gonna whack 'em.
when you talk about it, it's an obvious question and it's a fair question.
Yeah.
People will say like, so did you ever feel like you were in danger? Were you ever threatened? And it's like no, but of course you have those thoughts going in. When you walk
Yeah,
in and it's
yeah, those folks are good people, man. I'm
they're
sure.
good, they're great guys. They do anything for you, and they're charitable guys. They're involved in lots of charities, and they've been good to me. So we'll see what happens on Sunday.
They've been good to me.
Cut to on Sunday, me and the witness protection program.
No, man, don't do that, man.
I'm kidding.
All right, Kevin
they're great
Connolly
guys.
is here. Man, there's so many. John Travolta.
John Travolta, amazing.
What the hell?
Yeah.
You work with John Travolta.
Yeah, and John's really watching John. They say that the big movie stars. You make your job is promoting as much as showing up to act. Part of being a movie star is promoting the movie, and to watch what John Travolta has done in these last couple of weeks has been really, really, really impressive because he's a throwback. He's promoting the way you'd promote. Guys promoted movies in the 80s. And, he was at, Lenny's Pizza in Brooklyn, like, in the Saturday Night Fever suit, like eating pizza. 10,000 people showed up. They were expecting a few hundred people. 10,000 people showed up in Brooklyn at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, middle of a workday. The streets were jam-packed to see Travolta. So
he was dancing on stage with 50 Cent, too, man.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I shot that video.
That's you who shot the video?
Oh.
Video credit. That was me. I shot that video.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good way to promote, too.
Yeah, I mean, and that was organic, too. That just kind of happened,
Yeah.
So it was pretty wild, yeah.
Okay.
It's my first viral video.
Let me ask you because I remember when they first released some of the stills showing him in the Gotti makeup and the outfit, and I even read that he wore actual Gotti's actual clothes.
Oh, yeah.
To while he was playing a character, and I'm not bashing Travolta, but a lot of people are viewing this as like sort of his comeback role. You know what I mean? Like he's kind of been quiet on the film front and on the screen and things. So did he kind of feel the weight of like, what, I really want to bring this home and do like a great job to show people I still got it.
Right. Well, also too, listen, anytime you have a 40-year career, you're gonna have ebbs and flows, right?
Yeah.
So John has been, he's been everywhere. So yeah, I believe that this movie is gonna catapult him right back into the stratosphere because this was his movie. People are like, how did you go about casting John Travolta? Like, John Travolta cast me. I didn't cast John Travolta. He chose me to direct the movie.
What's wrong? Wait, what's wrong?
But
go ahead.
No,
sorry.
please.
I don't understand how he was wearing his clothes. What
No,
clothes?
like the ties and the jewelry and the pocket squares.
Okay.
But it's funny because you could still smell the cologne on the ties.
Really?
No joke.
That's creepy.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody's like. Oh, that's so cool. I'm like, not me. It was something. I don't know, but it was real and it worked for John Travolta, and also too, like, kudos to John Travolta. That's a ballsy thing to do, man, to step up and play like John Gotti, the gangster's gangster, like the last American gangster. So
Yeah. Kevin Connolly has joined us, director of the biopic Gotti, which is in theaters tomorrow.
Hey, Kevin. So I'm a big mob movie buff and whatnot. And back in '96, they had the John Gotti movie. HBO came out with their movie. What's some of the differences between this movie and that movie?
Well, that movie wasn't authorized.
Yeah.
So
So
John Gotti Sr. was still alive when they made that movie.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody asked permission somewhere along the line, and he was in prison. So a big part of our movie takes place after they shot that movie. This is about almost the death of John Gotti. Most people don't realize because people say, "Oh, you're glorifying the mob." I'm like, well, John Gotti died handcuffed to a bed, and he choked on his own blood. I mean, I read the report. He died of asphyxiation. He was in the hole for 10 years.
Yeah,
you know, so yeah, he had a rough, you know.
my
So there's
gosh.
nothing. It certainly doesn't make you go, "Ooh, I want to get in the mob." I mean, it's a bad ending. So that's what's different for us, and also we focus a great deal on this meeting with the father and son because they say once you're in, you're never out, but that's not true. So.
I get a feel. You kind of remind me of like Ron Howard. You know what I mean? Somebody who's known for doing
From your lips to God's ears.
He wishes.
No shit, I do
but
wish.
seriously, I mean, Ron,
Please.
he's known for like American Graffiti and Happy Days, and now he's known as this great director. And I know you directed Games music video. You know, you've done the 30 for 30. So this isn't your first time behind the camera.
Right.
But did you face any people who maybe doubted you and were like, "Hey, look, we know Entourage and all this stuff, and like, do you really think you can carry a film?"
Yeah. Oh no, that's something that you still battle to this day, which is, you know, whatever. Somebody will be like, of course, you know, on the internet, people are always taking shots at you, and it's like, yes, ladies and gentlemen, E from Entourage directed this movie. That is not a typo. As if that has one thing has anything to do with the other. I've been in this business for 38 years.
Wow.
Talk your shit, Kev. Talk your shit, Kev.
Damn.
Okay, hey.
Jimmy Carter was president when I got in this business.
Hey.
You better own it.
Let it go,
So
man.
I can, you know, I'm up to the task for sure, and you know, we'll see what's next.
What about the Italian community? Have you got any backlash about doing this movie from the community and the stigma that, you know, comes with the life and times of, you know, John Gotti?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think there's a little bit of everything. I think the biggest part has been glorifying the John Gotti thing, but at the end of the day, this movie's based on a book written by John Gotti Jr. And this is like, it sounds corny, but this is their truth. You know, this is the way they saw their dad. It's based on his book. This is their point of view.
You're not embellishing anything or like making up anything.
Not
It's just
making up. I'm telling the story through their eyes. Like they say, you know, when I, you know, something goes wrong in my life, I pray to God. He prays to John Gotti. You know, like his father is his God. You know, so. It's what's real to them.
Wait, say that again?
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they hold him. You know, he holds his father up. Every last one of them, like they just can't say enough good things about their father. Like they love this man to no end. So this is how they see him.
Jay-Z said that.
Yeah, pray to God.
And
I
the
pray
evils.
And Gotti. Yeah, it's a Jay-Z line too.
Yeah. Well,
That's crazy.
John Gotti Jr. really does it. You know.
Yeah.
He you know, like Dad, get me out of this one. kind of
Gotcha,
thing.
gotcha.
So he said that sort of thing. Okay, so is he doing press? Like, why you didn't bring him with you?
You know what? He would have. And by the way, he's a great interview. We went to the Yankee game last night, and Travolta and Gotti and I were sitting there. So we did some stuff, and he's doing his interviews, but his interviews have to be a little bit more. You know, he doesn't want to get himself in trouble either promoting the movie. You know? I mean, like, well, he just can't be, you know, put on the spot to ask a stupid question. You know what I mean? It's
Okay,
like,
yeah, we wouldn't ask any.
Nah.
yeah, I mean, he would have had
You can believe that.
But you'd be surprised the questions that people will
Oh
will ask.
no,
you
not
know?
here.
Yeah.
Tell him he could come up here and
right.
sit down, chop it
Safe.
up, but you got to come with him. All right.
Well, I have a random question. I wonder if it's going to fall into that category of stupid, but I saw your name pop up. Hollywood Reporter. I was reading an interview they were doing of Tiffany Haddish, and she was telling, one of her stories about how she really wants to have Leonardo DiCaprio's baby, and how she brought up the Pussy Posse.
Oh my
And
God.
in the Hollywood Reporter, they made an editor's note and said Leonardo DiCaprio, Tobey Maguire, and Kevin Connolly were a part of the Pussy Posse. Was the Pussy Posse, my man?
It's got a good ring to it, doesn't it?
Alliteration always wins.
Okay, well, I'm glad you brought this up because. And by the way, this is the only place that I would talk about this.
Okay, great.
Somebody asked me this yesterday. I hung up the phone.
Oh,
So, but for you guys,
Sway in the morning.
this way in the morning, I will tell you.
Make sure we're still recording.
So, we all go way back. We were running around Hollywood together in the early 90s. So, Leo pops. I mean, like overnight, he's, he was on Growing Pains
Yeah.
1 second.
Yeah.
And then Titanic comes out and he's the biggest star. And he's like, it was crazy what was going on. So, we were running around doing our thing. And somebody somebody wrote an article, and the writer pulled that out of thin air and wrote it one time in one article, and it stuck, and it's been 20 years, and not a day goes by where I'm not walking down the street and somebody's screaming about the Pussy Posse, which is, and I'm like this, but my nieces with my hands on their ears, I'm like, they think I'm somebody else.
There's cats following us.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's funny, but I with my hand on a stack of Bibles,
Yes.
can assure you that myself, nor Leo, nor Toby have ever referred to ourselves as the Pussy Posse.
Okay.
That's it. That never,
that's it,
ever,
that's
ever
it. That's
happened.
it.
One person wrote it, and I don't even know who it was. I got to give him credit. They said it one time, and it stuck. And to this day, it's just like, Jesus. Posse, this, and Posse, that. I'm just so sick of hearing about the Pussy Posse. And honestly, I'm mature enough now that I would take ownership for it.
Yeah.
Like, we were young, whatever, we were feeling ourselves. We called ourselves that. That just never happened.
That never happened.
Never
So there's
happened.
no such thing as a Pussy Posse.
There is no such thing as a Pussy Posse. It's like dudes running around chasing girls, which at 25 years old, that's what you're supposed to be doing,
Yeah.
right?
Y'all must have got a lot of pussy.
Oh, you know it. That posse got a
Back
lot
then,
of pussy.
boy. All right, cool. Hey, never again do you have to speak on that, okay? You got
But
the
I'm glad.
exclusive.
That is the story.
Okay, there
Cleared
it is.
up.
Kevin Connolly, man, congratulations,
Thank
bro.
you very much.
All right, make sure y'all check out. Now I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna see it.
All right.
Gotti is in theaters tomorrow. He's the director, and man, we appreciate you coming by, man.
Next time I'm gonna do a Shia LaBeouf. I'm gonna drop some bars.
You just said it.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm
You
lying.
just said it.
It's my favorite thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I
Yeah.
watched it after watching it 100 times in a row. I then spent hours sending it to everybody that I ever knew. I was like, how could I download this so I can listen to this at the gym? I mean, it got me fired up. I was into it. Yeah.
But did you practice bars though? Like,
No, I would never, ever.
Okay,
Are you
you got-
kidding? I'd have a panic attack. I'm getting uncomfortable talking about it.
okay, you know what? Ryan Phillippe came up too.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. But listen, credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
This is a tough crowd right here.
Yeah.
For him to step up here
Yeah.
and do that especially after Shia. I mean, Shia is
Ooh, he smashed
he
it,
just
man.
gets after it.
Yeah,
boy.
man. Kev, thanks
He's
for
my
coming.
idol.
All right, we want to thank our guest today, Young Buck, for coming by.
Yeah.
He got the new song "Can't Lose." Also, Kelly Kincaid with First Aid with Kelly Kincaid.
With Charlie Jabley.
Okay, and then also Ray Liotta.
Ray!
Had a good time with Ray.
Ray
today,
Liotta.
man. Yeah, man. And,
Season 3 of Shades of Blue. This Sunday.
This Sunday, man. I'll be headed to the Bahamas tomorrow, but
Nice.
you hear me, Kev? The crew will be here holding down the fort. Okay.
Yes.
And then how can they reach you?
At the happy hour, WHB.
Twitter, Instagram for me at It's Tracy G, ITS-ACYG. Also, Citizens tonight, 10 p.m. BET. You can watch my commentary for the BET Awards nomination special. So check it out with me.
Woo! You can hit me. It's really DB. The link for Caroline's tickets for the 12 midnight, June 30th.
Check out my pics on Instagram, OQ Shoots.
At DJ Wonder everywhere.
Kev, you want to give out your social media?
I'm at Mr. Kevin Connolly, and that's only because the other Kevin Connollys were taken.
Okay.
I don't want to be called Mr.
All right. I'm at Real. You don't want to be going, Mr. Okay. I'm at Real Sway. Tomorrow morning, too, on TRL, we're going to have Christina Aguilera.
Nice.
Christina Aguilera is coming back, so make sure you tune in at 8 a.m. To check out Christina Aguilera talking about new music and her life over the years. So that's going to be cool. All right. And until then, I'm at Real Sway across the board. Go to Sway's Universe. You can see all these interviews. You can hear the interviews back. Go to SiriusXM.com/.
On demand.
Until tomorrow, we have nothing left to say.